Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be replacing this air filter with a real cold air intake. And you might be asking yourself, well, if you've already got an aftermarket air filter, why are you going to replace it with a true cold air intake? Well, even though that this is technically sucking more air, it's sucking more warm air. So it's not really doing as much good as your factory air box pulling out of the factory location out of the fender would have with a good aftermarket air filter in it. I'm not going to replace it with a factory air box, but I'm going to replace it with a good cold air intake. So we're going to get that installed, and then I'm going to take off and go to work. So y'all stay tight. We're going to get this put in, and I'll see y'all in a few. Alright guys, so I'm just loosening up this hose clamp so I can get this one out. Hopefully it comes out pretty easy. Yep, real easy, just like that. Just expertly catalog that over there. I'm gonna check my turbo wheel while I'm in here, make sure it has no excess play. It's good. I'm gonna grab the new box and stuff out of the truck, and we'll see if we can get this thing done. Put this box together. Make sure you put all your seals in there. What makes it a true cold air intake is it seals it off from the environment. All right, where's the round one? Gotta get the round one in there. So far that's been the hardest part, is putting these seals in. They are such a snug fit, which is good. Okay. Make sure you remove this. Expertly catalog it. Because your rubber one is going to go up in that hole. Alright. Set that out of the way. Put your rubber grommets down over these bolts. You're gonna have some washers, a couple of lock nuts. Get all your bolts lined up. Drop a washer on it. Washer on it. And a washer on it. Then you drop your nut on it, if you can get the nut on it for some reason. Then you get you an extension with a socket. You're gonna need an 11 mil and a ratchet. I was trying to say a minute ago, but couldn't quite get it out. my face. Nor did I have an 11 mil laying around. And you just gotta use one hand to Alright guys, we'll cut back to this in a minute. I'm having trouble getting these bolts lined up. Alright guys, there you go. We got that nice, new, pretty cold air intake installed. I did hear some people saying they drilled holes in this to get more air into it. Don't do that, because then that defeats the purpose of a cold air intake. So the reason this is all sealed off so it pulls nothing but cold air out of your fender. So yeah, we got that installed. I want to thank you guys. So guys, like I was saying, on the whole cold air intake thing, make sure that you either retain your factory air box and put a K&N filter or something like that in it, an upgraded air filter, or you switch over to an actual cold air intake. The reason I say that is because yes, you're getting more airflow in theory with the bigger air filter, but you're sucking in hot air out your engine bay. Hot air is less dense, so it doesn't, and motors run better with colder, more dense air. The reason you use an actual true cold air intake. That's the reason the factory box is stuck through the hood, or through the fender. That's the reason true cold air intakes pull and seal off away from the engine so they don't get hot, so they can constantly pull cooler air. So don't get fooled by the people who are like, oh, I put this filter on there and I gained 5 horsepower. They might have, but they're still not reaching their true potential if they would actually spend the money on a cold air intake. Or in the case of this truck, just put an aftermarket filter in the original intake. We're taking it for a little test drive now. I mean, I can hear a difference. The truck's actually probably a little quieter, but you can definitely hear it sucking air. I don't feel a difference. You know, if it does add any horsepower, it's not enough to actually be able to fill. But I just want to thank. Alright guys, we're going to do a real quick install. We're going to install our new overhead console here on Project Babe. It goes right there. I already have the old one removed. It's really easy to remove. If you'll pop that cover open right there, there's these 2 little prongs that you push in. It drops that part. You push it back towards you to relieve those 2, and it falls right out. So I'm gonna get this installed, and we're gonna hope that the light bulbs in it are good, and that'll complete the interior finally. It took me forever to find one that was in good shape, that also had everything, all the light function and all that on it. So yeah, we're gonna get that installed, and I'll check back with you here in just a second. Alright guys, like you can see, we got it installed. Both lights are working. This thing actually opens and latches like it's supposed to. We're not gonna open that too many times, so they are known to broke. This one, or known to break. That one works. Both lights work. Oh, apparently I still have that one on, off, on, off, off. So they both work like they're supposed to. I'm gonna replace all 3 of these with LEDs when I get a chance. The reason we replaced it was because on this one, number one, it's wrapped in black electrical tape to keep that door shut. But it was broken here, and none of the inside lights actually worked because I guess somebody took them apart at some point, or they came apart at some point. Like these just didn't stay seated for whatever reason. They come apart, and all the springs and stuff came out of them, so this whole assembly needed to be fixed anyway. And like these pieces came apart, so the whole thing needed to be fixed anyway. So we got that replaced, one step closer to being prepared to go to Louisiana. I am leaving for Louisiana on, technically it'll be Sunday morning when I get off at 2 a.m. I'll be headed down there for my aunt's birthday. My sister and them will be there from Texas, and I think my dad's going down there, so we're all gonna get up and meet down there. So it's gonna be the first actual test of Project Babe. The first test was gonna be us going to Georgia, which is about 7.5 hours. This is about a 6.5 hour trip, so a little shorter, but it'll be a really good test to make sure the truck's actually ready to go to Texas. And that's gonna about do it. I'm gonna put this at the end of the cold air intake install video, or plug it in there somewhere. So like always, I want to thank you guys for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. Check out my Instagram, it's always tagged in the description. And y'all stay frosty.